I'm Destiny Ayres, and this is an exclusive edition of Waka Ama Challenge Gone Wrong, where I will discuss a people problem that I encountered during my Outward Bound course last year. In 2021, I did an 8-day Outward Bound course with 10 other people who I'd never met before. Throughout the course, we were put through various challenges together where we had to rely on our teamwork, trust, and communication skills in order to achieve the challenges safely and efficiently. The people problem that arose during this course occurred on day 7 when we had to row in a Waka Ama from one bay in the Marlborough Sounds to another. Throughout the Waka Challenge, we struggled to work together as a team. We didn't keep up with the Waka commands and our paddles weren't in sync with each other. As a result, we ended up taking all day to arrive at the destination when it really should have only taken us an hour. Lack of good communication. For many of us, it was our first time ever being in a Waka Ama, and this meant that the paddling commands were new to us. When phrases such as ho, hup, or kia mau were shouted, we sometimes got the meanings mixed up and were not in sync when paddling. Because of being unfamiliar with these commands, there wasn't a mutual understanding between what was being said and what was being understood by the receivers. Our group communication wasn't persuasive, efficient, credible, or effective, and due to this, we weren't all perceiving the intended message from the commander. 2. There was noise created through physical distractions that interfered with our effective communication as a group. We were all running on little sleep and had various sore muscles from the previous activities over the past week. This meant that our concentration levels were low and our reactions to the commands were slower than they would be on a good day. We lacked motivation. To complete the challenge efficiently, we all had to be intrinsically motivated to work hard for it. Self-determination theory states that we all have 3 fundamental psychological needs: autonomy, relatedness, and competency. If we had perceived the Waka Ama Challenge to fulfill these psychological needs, then we would have been intrinsically motivated to complete it more efficiently. In relation to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, our lower level physiological needs of physical well-being and feeling fit to complete the challenge weren't met. This meant that we weren't motivated by the social, esteem, or self-actualization needs that could have driven us to complete the challenge better if they had been our main motivating factors. The biggest contributor to this people problem was the group's lack of motivation. We weren't focused on the challenge or driven to perform well because we saw no rewards for the hard work, neither intrinsically or extrinsically. We were distracted by our physical condition and were more motivated to look after our physiological needs by not pushing our body too hard and making ourselves more tired, rather than completing the challenge quickly and therefore achieving the higher level needs that Maslow's hierarchy refers to. Had we been more motivated throughout the challenge, we would have performed better as a group and not experienced the people problem that was created. My first solution is to have an instructor on board the Waka Ama with us. This links to the Hawthorne effect, where an awareness of being observed leads to a change in the worker's behaviour. Having an instructor on board would have made us more motivated to paddle in sync and listen intently to the commands to make sure we didn't do anything wrong, and therefore showed the instructor that we could work efficiently as a team. My second solution is to establish better communication within the group. We all needed to actively learn the Waka Ama commands before beginning the challenge. This would have prevented poor communication and ensured the receivers of the commands wouldn't get confused and had a mutual understanding of what to do. If we all perceived the commands as they were intended to be, and put in the effort to respond to them correctly, the communication would have been more persuasive, efficient, credible, and effective. My third solution is to use positive reinforcement to motivate the group. Because we were so tired and not physically at our peak, I believe an extrinsic motivator would have been more effective than the internal rewards that were intended to motivate us. For example, if we'd been told that if we completed the challenge in an hour or less, we could go back and have an extra hour of free time to have a hot shower, stretch our muscles, and just relax, then we all would have been more motivated to complete the challenge quicker and therefore receive the extrinsic rewards. By knowing that if we achieved the challenge, there'd be a positive consequence, it would have created positive reinforcement for us to work harder and communicate better. My final solution, and what I see as the most effective solution, is to create a SMART goal as a group. By having a goal that was specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound, we all would have been more intrinsically motivated to complete the challenge, rather than not motivated at all. An example of a SMART goal for us to have would be to complete the Waka Ama Challenge by arriving at the destination in less than an hour by paddling in sync and listening actively to the commands. If we all had this common SMART goal in mind while paddling, we would have put in a lot more effort to communicate more effectively and respond correctly to the commands, therefore working better as a team. Thank you for tuning in to this exclusive edition of Walker Armour Challenge Gone Wrong.